Hey there viewers, it's Charlie. I'm back again with another Transformers review. And today's review is going to be on Legacy United Doom and Destruction Collection, Prime Breakdown and Windsweeper. Now, what is the Doom and Destruction Collection? Well, it's the Mayhem Attack Squad. So, yeah. Because if you remember back in year 1, we had the entire Wreckers subline. So this is basically the Decepticon counterpart to the Wreckers. And I'm actually quite excited for this subline, because of course we've got these two. We've got some more Deluxe Decepticons, because we've got Chopshop and Barrage, which I do really want, but they're currently sold out and Pulse is just refusing to restock them. I even have Ruckus and freaking Bludgeon in his Stormbringer getup. I'm pretty sure it was Stormbringer. Yeah, as you can tell, I haven't read up on IDW, but still, I'm really excited for this subline, especially the Bludgeon and Ruckus 2-pack. I think I'm definitely gonna get that so next time I can get something. But for these two, well, let's look at the box. And we can see the box is actually quite cool looking. So we got Breakdown and Windsweeper just, I don't know, running at something. We've got these tentacles for whatever reason. I don't know, maybe this is hinting at a future Octopunch figure. I hope this is hinting at Octopunch, because I'm not going to see what else this reminds me of. Ugh. But anyway, we've got Prime Universe Breakdown and Windsweeper. Doom and Destruction Collection. This half, we've got Windsweeper with some Cybertronian, which I did actually translate, and apparently it just says, "We are Mayhem." So, it's like that old Nintendo commercial where it just says, "We are Nintendo." This side, we've got Breakdown. Got the Mayhem Attack Squad symbol from the Reboot IDW comics. The back, we've got them in both modes. And plus, seeing how, well, Windsweeper's a needle nose retool. Well, we've got two Target Masters. We've got Ozone and Clean Sweep, which are entirely new characters, made up just because this is a retool of a character. So, yeah, apparently Windsweeper's now a Target Master. Okay. And the top also has the cool-looking symbol. Yeah, that's pretty much it for the box. So looking at these two, well, they're pretty much just new head retools of Bulkhead and Needle Nose, respectively. So, let's start off by looking at Breakdown. Kind of ironic how he's now a freaking retool of his rival, isn't it? But yeah, this mold actually works really well in dark blue. I actually quite like this. Like, honestly, this mold is heavily underused. And to think, like, this would have such great potential as characters like Heatwave, for example. But no, it's just Breakdown and Bulkhead. And another Bulkhead. They should use this mold more, is what I'm saying. But yeah, this mold looks really good in these colors, in my opinion. I mean, yeah, it's not the correct vehicle mode, but still, I think that it still works, because I think we've gotten used to the whole, oh yeah, Prime Universe characters don't really look like how they do in the show, but still. I mean, they have gone back to, like, I look at Cliff Jumper, which I need to get, but honestly, I've just gotten really used to this molds, so. But looking at the details here, got some Decepticon insignias on the side here. And on the tarp, we've got the Mayhem symbol. So we've got that. Of course, we still got the Minicon ports. Back when we thought that Legacy was going to give us Minicons. And then they just give us Jolts. And maybe Wind Shear. Oh, we were so naive. Of course, we've got the hidden accessories in there. Of course, we've got this little hatch here at the top. Got a port here if you want to plug in a weapon. The gas canisters, which hide away in the robot mode, which I still think is quite clever. We've got the front. Some nicely painted headlights there. Got the little tow winch. And of course, got the underneath. So, yeah. Like, of course, it's not one-to-one with Breakdown's vehicle mode. Like, here's the original Breakdown toy. So you can see how different this vehicle is. It's gone from a huge truck to a military van, but still, like, we gotten used to it with Bulkheads, and I'm sure we can get used to it with Breakdown, because this is a really good mold. So, yeah. Now for accessories, well, let's start off with the accessory that's not hidden in the figure. Of course, it's Breakdown's hammer, which, well, rather cheekily was first included with the record version of Bulkhead like 2 years ago. So maybe that was like the first indication that we were going to get Breakdown. So, yeah. And of course, the other two accessories are actually hidden in the figure. So yeah, that's some rather good weapon storage. So we just untap the tarp here. You can actually get access to them. There we go. Then just tap the tarp back in. Tap in the feet again. It's a wrecking ball, which of course we know from Bulkhead. Although I can't remember if Breakdown ever used this. And a little Gatling gun, which in this version is rather nicely painted. Because we got some nice lilac paint right there. Still a bit translucent from the energon weapon gimmick from the first year, but still looks quite nice. And if you want these out in the open, then well, just can plug into the Minicon ports. Like that can just plug into the side there. The hammer can just plug right onto the side. I can actually try and get that in. There we go. And the gun could just like go on top, I guess. So if you want the weapons out, then there you go. Or you can just bleed them off. So, yeah. Now, for quick size comparisons, here he is with Bulkhead. So you can see how he looks with his rival. And the fact that these two now share a mold is actually quite funny. But I think Breakdown has a few more bits of detail, because they painted like the side bits here, which Bulkhead didn't have. Of course, got the added Mayhem insignia. This is now blue instead of black, which I think looks nicer. So, yeah. And why not? Here he is with the other Legacy Breakdown. Here he is with G1 Universe Breakdown. And I think we're going to get a third breakdown in Legacy soon with G2 Universe Breakdown. So that's going to be 3 breakdowns in Legacy. Oh my god. It wasn't... Like, how about we throw in Cybertron Breakdown too for good measure? But jokes aside... Yeah... These two actually look kind of good together. So, that's enough for a breakdown. Let's move on to Windsweeper. So here we have the second trigger con to be in Legacy. And yeah, this guy looks quite good. Now yeah, he has just a needle nose retool, but hey, the needle nose mold was actually quite good. So just looking at this. So detail wise, of course, we still have the nice painted cockpit right there. Still have the nice painted wings. See that the wings have the Mayhem insignia on them. Underneath, we still have the slots on there if you want to plug this onto a Skyquake or a Dreadwing. So, I feel like this would work with Skyquake, whereas with Needle Nose, that would work with Dreadwing. So, yeah. Of course, we've got the back booster or thruster, where you can plug in the blast effect there. Of course, you can take off the back fin here if you want to plug in some more weapons. There you go. If the ports on the wings are not enough for you. And for the accessories for this guy, of course, we've got the 2 guns. So we've got, if I can remember the names, Ozone and Clean Sweep. So they're really going with the, I guess, neat freak personality that Windsweeper has. And yeah, I can't remember which one's which, so... But of course, they can just plug onto the wings. Like so. And then that kind of replicates the flip-out guns that the original Needle Nose had, although it's not exact. It would have to be a bit more forward if they were to replicate the flip-out guns on the original toy, but still, I think this is a pretty good recreation, even if it is just the Needle Nose mold. I mean, like, it was cool with Crankcase because, like, that was a retail thing, so they had to do a lot of retooling. And even with Ruckus, like, that's a pretty heavy retooling of Beachcomber. Because, like, with a Ruckus, when I first saw the listing, I thought that was just going to be a new head retooling of Beachcomber. But no, they went the full way with that. But still, I think this is a pretty good thing. Like, this is still a pretty decent figure. And of course, with these 2 guns, we can just flip up the barrels. And now they're little guys. I mean, of course, they don't really have articulation or anything. They're just little statues, but still. Or if you want, you can flip one barrel out, plug it onto the other. And there's just many different combinations that you can do. So just getting these plugged back onto the wings of Windsweeper. There we go. We can see how he looks next to hit. Well, we can see how he looks next to fellow Mayhem Attack Squad member Needle Nose. And yeah, these 2 look quite good together. Like, Needle Nose does have some more color, but still, I like how these 2 look together. And here he is with fellow Trickocon Crankcase. So we can see how they look together. And this has me more excited to get Rockets now. So, yeah. They're definitely going to have to make the trigger bots now soon. So maybe like reuse the crash bar mold again for override. I don't know for Backstreet though, or a Dogfight for that matter. But hey, I just really want to see the trigger bots now, seeing how we've got all 3 trigger cons. And yes, these can take blast effects. So we can just plug one onto there. Plug one onto there. And yeah, just plug another onto there. So yeah. And that's pretty much it for these 2 in vehicle mode. Now, overall, I quite like these 2 in vehicle mode. I think I kind of prefer Breakdown in vehicle mode. Like, even though it's inaccurate to the original Prime Breakdown, I still quite like this vehicle mode. Plus, I think it actually works in these colors. But don't get me wrong, I love Windsweeper as well. So, yeah. That's it for these 2 in vehicle mode. Now, to get these guys transformed... So, let's start off by transforming Breakdown. Now, the transformation on Breakdown is pretty much exactly like the transformation for Bulkhead. Like, there's no differences here. So, I'm just going to start off by getting the feet out the way here. Just getting the tarp. In fact, I'll just take the tarp off to make this a bit easier. And then we're just going to pull the back of the vehicle out, because see the gas tanks are meant to plug into here. So we'll just pull the back of the vehicle out and tap the gas tanks from the shins here, and then straighten the legs out. Get the legs out, and what I like to do is move the feet back and then move them forward, because then that gets the heels out. Split the legs, open up the back here, spin around the gas tank, and then that just folds into this little hole here. And I still find that really clever how the gas tanks just hide away. So yeah, this blue bit just folds around, and then that just clips into place like so. Now we do the front bit. So these tires here, or these feet tires, they just fold up, and that moves up like so. The front section of the vehicle just moves up so we can get the arms out. So, push in the top of the vehicle, push out the head, untap the shoulders from each other and just get them out. And then the shoulders just tab into the sides of the front here. There we go, these just tab into the sides of the vehicle here. Then just moves down and clips into here. Move this little tab down. And then we can just take this and do a couple of things with them. Like on Bulkhead, I fold this up and make it a shield, but on Breakdown, I'm just going to keep this in the back. There we go. So, here we have Breakdown and Robot Mode. And we'll give them the accessories a bit later. So, for Windsweeper, we're just going to take off the guns here. And just fold up the gun barrels so he can be these little guys. Because, again, I guess he's a target master now. So here we got Clean Sleep and Ozone. Again, don't remember which one's which. Don't really care either. But for Windsweeper himself, again, it's just like how Needle Nose transforms. So just going to take the nose code and tab that and just accordion the whole thing upwards, like so. Untap the thruster from the feet, like so. And then the entire like wing section just double hinges down like so and clips into place. Because yeah, the entire robot is the undercarriage of the Jazz is the entire robot mode. So we're just going to take the feet, straighten those out, straighten out the legs, and then move them down. Then rotate them 90 degrees so he can stand up. Open up the chest. Get the shoulders down. Move the head up. Move these little shoulder bits down, and then close up the chest. Untap the arms, then just rotate them around. And here we have Windsweeper in robot mode. And putting the two characters together, yeah, they look pretty good. Like, again, I nearly call him Bulkhead. Breakdown doesn't really look like the character, but still, the Legacy Prime characters often took liberties. Like, remember, Knockout was a freaking Jazz retool. Anyway, let's start off by looking at Breakdown. So, having a 360 of him. Again, this mold looks really good in dark blue. Of course, we've got the Mayhem insignias right on the back here, with right on the tarp. Looking at the head, which is the one new thing, we can see that, yeah, that's Prime Breakdown's head. Although, I'm not sure if it's going to show on camera, but it's got an added nose for some reason. Why? I have no clue. Like, I don't think he even had a nose back in Prime. Like, why give that to him? But aside from that, the rest of the head is really accurate. Like, aside from the nose, this is a really good head sculpt. I think I remember hearing that this head sculpt was in the tooling all along, so that, like, they had plans from day one to retool this into Breakdown, if I remember correctly. So, yeah, this was inevitable. And giving him his accessories. So, of course, we've got the gun, the wrecking ball, and the hammer. And, of course, the gun goes in the shoulder. Although he can't hold it if you want him to, but it's going to do what we do with a Bulkhead, and that just goes in his shoulder. Like so. The wrecking ball, which I'm fairly certain he never used the wrecking ball. He just used his hammer. But yeah, that just slots over the hand and closes up. However, I'm pretty sure the wrecking ball is here because the instructions tell you to use the hammer like this. This just plugs into the wrecking ball. Like there's no other way to plug it in, like, unless you just want him holding it normally. So, there you go. Now he's all armed up. So, if he sees like an Autobot, then he can just pound them. And I guess this does kind of work, so yeah, why not? It's not really a wrecking ball, it's more just an extra bit for the hammer to plug into. And comparing it with the original Prime Breakdown figure, you know, the one that we didn't get until like 10 years later, honestly, this looks like it's not accurate, but I still quite like it. because, I mean, I just really like this mold. And honestly, I think I kind of like it a bit more than Bulkhead. I don't know, maybe it's just because, like, blue is a favorite color of mine. I mean, Thundercracker is my favorite Seeker after all. So maybe that's why. I don't know. But still, like, they did reissue the original Breakdown toy a few years ago. If this is not your thing, so you can just seek that out. So, yeah. Now putting him with Bulkhead. I mean, these two. I still find it really funny how these two share the same mold. It's just hilarious to me. But honestly, these two look really good together. Honestly. So yeah. And I kind of wonder if that rumored heat wave in the Prime line next year, not Death Prime, Generations Prime, I kind of I kind of wonder if that rumored heat wave figure might be using this molds. But hey, it's just speculation right now. Might be a whole new mold. Like, I don't know. But still, these look really good together. And for shits and giggles, here he is with G1 Breakdown. So, yeah. But yeah, these two look kind of good together. Like, Breakdown was just one of those names that they used at random in Prime. You know, like Knockout or Smokescreen. And honestly, I still think these two could, like, hey, these two could still team up. Like, this guy could be the bodyguard for this guy. So yeah, that's pretty much all I've got to say for Breakdown. Overall, I quite like him. Like, yeah, he's not accurate, but I think I've gotten over that since Knockout. I've gotten over that, and I kind of like this guy a bit more than Breakdown, a bit more than Bulkhead, to be honest. I'm getting them mixed up. So yeah, so let's move on to Windsweeper. And yeah, not really much to say about him. He's just a beige and red colored needle nose. So looking at him, of course, he still has the entire plane just on his back. So looking at the head has been resculpted, so it's now Windsweeper's head, which looks pretty good. Of course, it's Decepticon insignia, it's not just the Mayhem symbol. And of course, we've got the two, I guess, Target Masters. But yeah, these guys are entirely in silver, so these are meant to be his guns. So if we just flip these out. Now, he can hold them normally, like how Needle Nose can. So he can do that, but given how this is Windsweeper, and Windsweeper is a trigger con, what I like to do, I like to plug these into the sides of the arms. Like so. And that emulates the, well, it's meant to emulate how when the guns flip out, they're pretty much on the sides of his arms. And if you want to, I guess if you want to emulate how the guns flip up, then you can just fold up the barrels and just plug them onto his shoulders. But yeah, I think this is how I'm going to display him. Like, with Needle Nose, I don't mind displaying him with the two partners in robot mode because, well, that's how, like, these are meant to be, like, these guys are meant to be actual characters. These two, like the only reason that these two are characters is because this is a retool of Needle Nose. You know what, I'll just put him with a Needle Nose for a quick comparison if I can actually talk. Honestly, yeah, these two look quite good together. I mean, these two are Mayhem Attack Squad members, so... And yeah, we can both see the huge jet kibble right there. Like, remember back in the Siege days when this guy was in a fan vote and lost? And then was another fan vote in Airfries and lost? And fans kept clamoring for him, and then he got to toy finally. Good times, man, good times. And here is a fellow Trigger-Con crankcase. And we can see how these two look quite good together. All we now is Ruckus. So yeah, I can't wait for when that Ruckus Bludgeon 2-pack comes out, because then we'll have all 3 Trigger cards. And yeah, we don't have any modern toys of the Trigger bots. Come on, like, at least, like, recolor this guy again into Dogfight, maybe. But still, these two look quite good together. And putting Breakdown and Windsweeper together... Yeah, these two look really good together. Like, why do you decide to pack these two together instead of maybe this guy and Bludgeon and this guy and Ruckus? I don't know, maybe it's to make like Collector's Double Dip, which is pretty cheeky, but still, that's actually kind of clever if the, I don't know, but still. But yeah, like, these two look quite good together. Now, finally, let's just move on to the articulation, which, of course, is pretty much the same as the base mold. So for Breakdown, head, ball joints, it can go side to side, it can sort of look up. If you want to recreate his death scene, then this can come off. The arm can't come off though, unfortunately, but oh well. Of course, the arm can do a full 360, but the top does get in the way of that, so just be wary of that. Can T-pose. Shoulder does come off a bit too easily though, which is... I'm pretty sure that's more degradation. We do have some bicep rotation, elbows, wrist rotation, waist rotation. You can kick forward, kick back, knee, swivel there at the thigh. It's got a good pivot there. You can do the splits, and feet can open and close. So yeah, that's it for Breakdown. Now for Windsweeper, head can go side to side, can sort of look up and down. If you move the wings back, then his arms can sort of move, although you still have to move it around the wing. Bicep rotation, double jointed elbow thanks to the transformation, wrist rotation, waist rotation, but again, no kibble does get in the way of that. He can kick forward, although currently kick back due to all this. Really good knee, like, holy crap, that's a really good knee bend. Swivel there at the thigh. You can do the splits. Really good pivot there. And a really good motion there at the foot. Like, you can have him like tiptoe if you want. So yeah, these guys are both really poseable. And again, like they're laced with blast effect ports. Like we got some on the guns here. The Wrecking Bull here has got blast effects and got some 5mm ports here if you want to plug in some blast effects, or on the feet if you really want to, or that can be for like Junkions or Armorizers or the like. So yeah, there's a lot of opportunities with these guys if you want to get them into some battle situations, like have this guy fighting Bulkhead, have this guy shooting at someone else. Yeah, these two are actually quite fun. So, my complaints. Honestly, most of my complaints are the same complaints that I had with the base molds. Like, same complaints that I had with Bulkhead, same complaints that I had with Needle Nose. So, for unique complaints, I think for Breakdown, this is more of a nitpick, but I don't like the nose. But for an actual complaint, honestly, I think this guy's starting to have a bit of mold degradation, because as you can see on the shoulder, that can get untapped quite easily. And for a Windsweeper, maybe they could have just retooled this guy to have some unique weapons. I know there's a third-party kit that gives him actual flipping weapons, but I don't do like upgrade kits, so But still, this is a really good set, and honestly, I'm just loving the Doom and Destruction collection so far, and I really want that Bludgeon and Rockets 2-pack. So yeah. So do I recommend these two? Honestly, yeah. Like this is a really fun duo. Like it's one I didn't expect, but it's one that I'm glad it exists now. So it's like, come on, it's a new toy of Prime Breakdown. Like this guy didn't have a figure in the UK or US back in the day until like what 10 years later, and the fact that he's now got a figure with Windsweeper of all characters is just, it's funny to me. And this is still a really good mold. Like, yeah, people are not gonna like that it doesn't look like Breakdown, but I don't care. This is still a really fun figure. And Windsweeper, I mean, it's another trigger card, so yeah. So if you're a fan of the Decepticons, if you're a fan of the Mayhem Attack Squad, if you're a fan of Prime, like, I just recommend this set. It's really fun. So, this has been my review on Legacy United Prime Breakdown and Windsweeper, and this is Charlie Young, signing off.